All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, we're back. Union Jack off on time for the first time. Oh my God, I'm so proud of me. I could cry. I'm back in London. It's raining. I spent the weekend in Edinburgh. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I probably have. Edinburgh, one of the absolute great comedy towns. I'm going to come out and say it. Scotland, great comedy place. They just get it. Probably does go along with the theory that the shitter the weather is in a place, the worse the apartments are, the better it is for comedy. So that's kind of, an insult and a compliment there for the beautiful people of Scotland. And this week's guest hails from Edinburgh, recorded live in his house. We have Gareth Waugh on the podcast this week. You asked for more Scottish guests. I gave you more Scottish guests. That's right, Jackie. I listened to your post and I responded. If we're lucky, you might just have another Scot coming up in the next episode as well. That's how it works, guys. If you are a jerk off, a legend who listens to the podcast regularly, get in touch with me, Daniel Muggleton. You can get me at Dan Muggleton, or you can get me at the Union Jackoff, whichever you prefer. If you drop me a line, if you want me to get a certain guest, a guest from a certain country, a comedian that you've been really enjoying that you can't find on any other podcast, let me know their name. I will do my absolute best to get them. I go up and down the country on Megabus. This podcast should really be sponsored by Megabus, just based on the sheer amount of time I spend on them. But if you want a guest, tell me and I will do my best to get them. I promise you, interacting with the podcast, I like it. It's nice to hear from you guys. It's nice to get some feedback. And with that in mind, if you want to drop us a review, that would be most welcome. I think iTunes is the only platform that has reviews. And we have very few compared to how many listeners we got. I think I got like 6 reviews in there. So if you guys are a jerk off, regularly listening, please take the time. It takes 5 seconds to just jump on iTunes, chuck us 5 stars. You can say some words in the comments if you like. I don't mind. I just want those goddamn stars because they make me feel like a professional. But no, it's nice. It's nice being back. I actually get to spend some time in my house. I got to say, going from LA pretty much directly to the north of England was one of the most jarring things I've done in my life. I went to did some gigs called Hilarity Bites Comedy Club. They're in the northeast of the UK, the northeast, around that kind of Yorkshire area. There are some other shears around there, but I don't know their name. I was in Newton Aycliffe and Durham. Man, 2 different places. Newton Aycliffe, the gig was in a pub in a housing estate, which is, interesting. Weirdly, the dude had just been to Vegas as well, so we got to talk about that and the various speeding fines he's gotten all over Europe. And I stayed above another pub in Darlington called the Boot and Shoe. Now, it was a Wednesday night when I did this gig. I got back at like 11, and I got to say, the Boot and Shoe was going off. You have not seen drunk English people like this since the World Cup. They were fucking loving it. They were loving it. They were going crazy. They were playing like happy hardcore dance tunes. The lights were going. The crowd was this mix of young and old people. And the DJ was the oldest person I have ever seen in my life. He was so old. He looked like he was not just invented before DJing, but before music. Like, he predated the concept of music and was like an early adopter, and now he's just been spinning discs for like 300 years. And man, he wasn't just like sitting there and spinning tracks, because like weirdly, my dad has a DJ that plays his birthday parties because he's a strange man who really likes organizing things. So he gets like a DJ for his birthday party. So I thought was the oldest DJ I've ever seen, but this guy in Darlington ripped him. Not even close. And my dad's DJ just kind of spins a track and then sits there looking old, right? Just looking grumpy, like he's waiting for a bus. But this DJ in in Darlington was like pumping the crowd up. He was doing the DJing and the MCing. Like he was Flavor Flaving it as best he could. It was amazing. Like, he was like pumping the crowd up, like, you guys ready for one more? You want one more? And then he played Journey, Small Town Girl as the last song. And oh my God, it was incredible. Finished up at midnight. I was staying above the pub. It was so loud, I could not even contemplate going to bed until that was over. But so, Boot and Shoe in Darlington on a Wednesday night, that is the place to be. I'm told it's where they get the cheap drinks and get involved if you're ever up there, but I hope to God you never are. And then in Durham, it was in an art gallery. So it's surrounded by art. We got some they weren't like snooty people, but they were definitely like well-to-do people. And then the other thing in Durham is there's apparently like a very fancy university. Because that's like the thing. Like if you're not from the UK, you just think of UK universities like Cambridge and Oxford and then like other. But there's Cambridge and Oxford, and then apparently like Durham is one of the options, like one of the ones that you go to if you don't get into Cambridge or Oxford. It's like a very prestigious university. And unlike Cambridge and Oxford, which are kind of like an hour and a half from London, this one is just tucked way up north, kind of like, I guess like near Newcastle. I think it's near there, like a little bit further west though. But anyway, so I was in that one. So it was the housing estate, then to the art gallery, and then to Edinburgh, where I was at the Monkey Barrel Comedy Club. And I just want to take a minute to say the Monkey Barrel Comedy Club is the shit. It is one of my absolute favorite places to play. It was my first weekend headlining in the UK, which was cool. I've done like a weekend headline spot, but I've never done like a full weekend, the Friday, Saturday. So it was really cool to get out of the way. And on the first night, I had to bully some Spice Girl fans in the front row who were so drunk, mother and daughter. Oh my God, they did not respond to any of the sick put downs I gave to them. They just thought they were making everybody laugh and having a good time. And then on the Saturday, it was just a good old crowd with 3 stag doos who I had to say behaved themselves remarkably. And, you know, stag doos get a bad rap in comedy because they absolutely deserve it. But sometimes they just sit there and enjoy the show. So anyway, that's enough of that. I want to get into this chat with Gareth Waugh with one more reminder to get in touch with me at the Union Jackoff on Twitter. theunionjackoff@gmail.com is our email address. I'd love to hear from you guys. And now we're going to dive into Gareth Waugh, Edinburgh, born and bred, but he actually spent a year in Sydney working at the Sydney Comedy Store before I got into comedy. Oh yeah, interesting origin story. So here we go. Let's light it up with the one, the only, the ginger, Gareth Waugh. Yeah, people accuse me of starting the podcast without them knowing.
Right.
I want you to know we have begun.
Okay, that's good.
Because you seem like a put together man.
Well, that's good. That's the image I'm trying to put across.
Really?
Whereas inside's chaos.
Is that an intentional thing?
No.
No? Oh, fuck. All right. I thought I genuinely was picking up on some vibes.
I put on a shirt today.
Yeah.
And I was like, getting dressed up for a podcast. But it's just because I'll be going, like, after this, it's the day's full on, and I'm going straight to the gig.
out.
Yeah. So
always a shirt on stage? Collar?
Friday,
collar,
Saturday, shirt now.
Interesting.
If I'm doing new material or something like that, I'll sometimes wear a t-shirt, or maybe a shirt open with a t-shirt underneath.
Oh, that move.
Yeah.
I do not like that move.
I don't do it often, but I did it on Thursday, and I was like, this feels very casual, and I want them to think that guy looks casual.
Right, so
while I'm trying my new material.
You want your appearance to match your material.
Yeah.
You're like, this is casual stuff. It might work, it might not. Have I washed?
I've always thought a lot about what you should wear on stage. Like when I started out, when I was like, I don't know, like 20 or whatever, I wore a suit jacket with a like cool t-shirt underneath.
I've actually watched some
jeans.
videos of you.
Oh, really?
With that appearance.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is a man who took it serious.
yeah, I did. Because somebody told me very early on, it should always like stand up like mime, and it should be like hands
mime?
and face. That's all they should really be looking at. So you should have long sleeves so they're always looking at that.
Wait, how is stand-up like... Stand-up is literally the opposite of mime.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
it's like,
words.
You should be exaggerating your hands and face. So if you've got long sleeves, that draws their attention that way.
Oh, fuck, that's interesting. All right, I take that back. I was like, originally, this is the dumbest thing I've heard
Fair
today.
enough. I didn't describe it very well.
Yeah, but just like, stand-up's like mime. And I'm like, what? No, what? Either you're a shitty mime or a shitty stand-up.
Yeah, well.
Regardless of how you feel about it. Okay. Hands and face.
Yeah, it's all about that.
Do you use your hands a lot?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Really?
No, yeah.
I watch old videos and I'm definitely like jerkier.
Yeah.
Like the hands move a bit quicker. Now I like scratch my belly a lot. That's my main,
my
main move on
laid
stage.
Back. Whereas like before, I used to, even when I started, I used to hold the mic with two hands and like grip it.
In the stand? You leave it in the stand?
No, I'd take it out, but I'd hold it in two hands because I was so nervous and I shook.
Wow.
So I was like, that'll hide it, and I'd pretend to be more nervous than I was. And I was in like a bit. So I stopped. They thought it was my shtick. I was just like, ugh.
You kind of like
I actually was that.
Right.
And then I relaxed into it. And then I used to just stand still and just deliver stuff. And folk were like, you don't move a lot. And then when I did bigger stages, it was weird because I didn't move. So I wrote a bit that I needed to dance in the bit to do it.
Right.
So that I'd be more comfortable moving on stage. This sounds like I think about this sort of stuff more than I do.
I mean, yeah.
Stand-up's like mine. I wrote a bit so that I would move. It's not really. Normally I'm just like, do a silly voice.
I mean, that's okay. You can let people into the process. Like,
yeah.
The Comedian podcast has lots of listeners. I mean, this isn't that. But,
yeah, sure. Wait, what is
this? Doesn't have
this?
the listeners.
Wait, you're not Stuart Goldsmith?
I'm not. I know.
God.
My hair's not specific enough. But yeah, no, it's funny. You seem to like, you started trying to move less, and then like you've relaxed to move more, whereas I've tried to move less. I think I was kind of quiet.
Done the opposite.
I was kind of jittery, and I'd like move around.
Yeah,
like it seemed like confident and shit, because like I think that's just kind of my demeanor.
Yeah,
like it wasn't. It was just like I couldn't stand still in the silence.
Yeah.
I want to keep moving through it. But yeah, yours is like the opposite approach. I like that.
Yeah.
I like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Like stand up and mime.
Exactly.
I'm sitting down with Gareth Waugh.
Hello.
There you go. Waugh, do you know famous Australian cricket name?
I do know that. Because like obviously I got told very early on to change my name as well, because they were like,
why?
Because they were like, it's not very showbiz. And I went, well, actually, quite a few cricketers have the second name Waugh.
And what is more showbiz than cricket?
Yeah, because Steve was the proper famous one, right?
Steve Waugh is a former Australian captain and hero.
And his brother played at the same time, and nobody ever remembers that guy's name.
Get the fuck out of here. He's my favourite cricketer, Mark Waugh.
Mark Waugh.
Yeah, growing up, he was my number one.
All right, okay.
He was a very elegant batsman.
I say people don't remember. I mean, I don't remember.
Well, that is a great catch-all on that, yeah.
I went to the, is it the ICG?
ICG?
In Sydney?
Oh, the SCG.
SCG, yeah. I went there last month.
What'd you do?
I watched the Swannies.
Oh, fucking...
Against Essendon.
Fucking oath. They're my team.
Oh, yeah?
Sydney
I've got my
Swans.
Swans cap right there.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I like that you've got
I think the ticket's up there as well. Yeah, the ticket's right up the top.
Oh, mate. Pride of place.
Yeah.
I'm in Gareth's house, by the way. He's been good enough to have me.
They hadn't won all season. They were bottom of the ladder, you guys call it table. But they were bottom, and then they beat Essendon. It was a really good game.
Yeah. No, I remember following that. Like, I wasn't watching it because I'm poor, so I don't pay to watch it. I just I listened to it on radio.
Yeah.
And like radio coverage of Australian football is like the blokiest thing of all time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And like just the sponsorships are all like real masculine. Like, you know the tool brand Hard Yakka?
No.
All right. Well, there's like a tool brand, like they do like workwear and stuff. Hard Yakka. Because it's hard yakka. Like, lifting shit and digging is hard yakka.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You do really like hitting the nail right on the head in Australia with stuff.
Yeah. We're not known for our ambiguity.
No.
What should we call this place? Fucking New South Wales? Why? Because it's new and it's south.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Wales.
Yeah. If you've never been to Wales.
Yeah, just speculating.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Hard Yakkas. So Hard Yakka sponsors like the coverage. Right. And so when it's like a disposal, which in AFL is when you kick or handball, like when you get rid of the ball, when you dispose of it, again, nail on the head. So they're talking to each other. Yeah, bloody, how many Hard Yakkas has he got this game for disposals? Yeah. And the MCG, which is the Melbourne Cricket Ground, as
Yeah.
opposed to the Sydney Cricket Ground, the radio station's called Triple M.
Yeah.
So they always say, welcome back to the Triple MCG.
All right. Okay, that's great.
I'm just laughing at how dumb it is.
Yeah.
But fuck, I love AFL. Do you like it?
I love it. So good.
Right?
Because something's always happening.
Yes. Thank you.
There's always something going on.
And live
I mean,
is...
because football is my sport.
Of course.
There can be times where nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's a rubbish game.
Just kind of
But
passing back and
there's
forth.
definitely going to be goals and stuff in the AFL.
Yeah,
It's very
and-
exciting.
Or at the very least, it's going to be like some dude like smashing some dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's great.
You know, yeah, it's, oh man. And live, right? Because you get to see the whole ground.
Yeah.
Because that's like, if you ever watched AFL on TV and you find it confusing, when you see the whole ground, great.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like-
And the ground's pretty big and they never stop running.
No.
They are the fittest dudes on the planet, I reckon. Because they're running and then it's explosive energy as well. Because like jumping up and grabbing or like fucking hitting each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's not just running about.
Exactly.
So it's so much. I was in the members bit, so I got to go in to the fancy bar after,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they got like a
But it's a full strength beer.
yeah, and they got a little team talk from the manager afterwards, how he thought the game was, and one of the
What,
players.
you were like in the rooms?
yeah, not like the change room. It was just like a bar.
Oh, right.
But the manager comes up afterwards and goes, "Yeah, that was a good game." And
Yeah,
they're like,
we,
"All right, so how did it feel? Like, good to get a win on the board?" They're like, "Yeah, it was great."
we actually call him a coach in
Okay, right,
AFL.
sure.
Now, I've just been, because I've been doing gigs up north and I played snooker with Rick Molland.
Right.
And he was very like serious. I was like, "Oh, what's the penalty on that?" And he's
Mhm.
like, "It's a foul.
"Oh God,
It's snooker. It's a foul." And I'm like, "Okay, man,
that
come on,
seems a bit much."
pull your head in."
Yeah.
But I just wanted to, be specific about language.
Yeah, he looks like he would play pool, Rick Mullins.
Well, man, like this is the thing. You know how there's certain activities you don't do with certain like countries. Like you
Yeah.
just like don't do that. You're gonna get tuned up. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
be bad. Yeah, snooker with a fucking British person.
Yeah.
Horrible idea.
Yeah,
Because he's like, I'm shit. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool, me too.
Yeah.
Meaning I've played snooker like 10 times.
yeah.
And then he's like playing and just starts like really getting a rhythm going. And I'm like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going
you told
on?
me you're bad.
Yeah.
See, I prefer pool. I've never liked snooker.
Dude, it's so much harder. The
Yeah.
holes are smaller. Fuck that.
Table's bigger.
Yeah, it's
Not
difficult.
for me.
But this is the thing. He's like, I'm shit. And he's like, oh, yeah, I used to live with the Hull like university snooker team.
Of course he did. Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you shit then?
He's also very good at badminton, Rick Mullins.
What?
Yeah, apparently.
This is just so you know, Rick Mullen is a big unit. Like you're
Yeah,
not.
he's a big fella.
Yeah, you're not thinking badminton. when you
Apparently,
see him.
he's very, very good at badminton.
weird.
It's maybe worth mentioning to him tonight and just say, "Hey, I heard you're really good at badminton." And he'll be like, I'm all right.
Yeah, I
And
know I'm
that's how you
shit.
know
And
he's good.
Then you play me
Yeah.
and wreck me again.
Yeah.
Like shuttlecocked all over. Fucking great word that.
That is
Shuttlecock.
very good word. Very funny word. No
Mm.
matter what.
For a very unfunny sport.
Yeah.
They wasted all their humor in day one.
Yeah.
Like, what do you call the ball? What about a shuttlecock?
That's good, boys, but let's get serious. we will stick with that for sure.
Yeah.
We're not going to give that up.
Wait, so, I mean, this seems like a good way to start. But we talk about AFL. You lived in Sydney.
Yeah.
You lived, not just went through.
2009, I lived there.
A whole year?
Just under. So about, I think it was like 9-10 months.
Okay, so was this after uni or pre-uni?
No, I didn't go to uni.
Didn't go to uni?
Wasn't clever enough. So what happened was actually, my girlfriend broke up with me.
Uh-huh.
And
Classic.
I dropped out of college because I was really ill for like maybe a month or something. I had to get an operation.
Really ill?
Yeah, like
What?
sick.
What kind of... Do you mind?
Yeah, well, it was testicles actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had a
I had to
testicle
get-
thing.
yeah, I had
What
to
was
get
your
an
testicle
operation.
thing? Was it torsion? I
yeah.
had torsion.
Yeah, to prevent torsion.
To prevent... You got the stitch to the side.
Yeah.
Dude, I had that
Oh yeah.
when I was 12 or 13. I
Right,
tell you,
okay.
not a great age for people looking at your dick.
No,
like,
no.
that's
I mean, I wasn't happy about it at 17 or 18. No, it must be 18, I reckon. I was 18 or 19.
yeah,
So yeah, I was off for like a month because I just couldn't walk for a bit, and then they fixed
yeah,
it.
because it really hurts, and it's
Oh,
like
it's so
this
sore.
deep pain. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I just remember I was like 13 and just like went to bed one night, like every thighs together.
Yeah.
I sleep on my side. I don't know how you sleep.
Front,
Front,
mostly front. Sometimes I'll wake up on the back.
dude. I don't trust you, front people.
No,
Like, how do you breathe? I think you got
head to the
gills. But yeah, I had to like go like talk to my dad at like 13. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hey dad, you know these these bits of my body we never mention.
Yeah.
They're excruciating
fucked,
pain.
Because it resonates from there up into like your abdomen as well.
Yeah.
Because it's so painful. It's like a really bad toothache that like goes into your head.
I was just gonna say it's like a toothache because I've broken my tooth a lot as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's this weird inner pain.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like your hand or something, like you fuck your hand or whatever. It's like, oh, my hand hurts. It's out here, but like it's like in your
when it's in
soul.
your body.
Yeah.
It's really invasive. So dropped out of college, and then my mum's partner at the time was like, you should just go to Australia for like a year. And I was like, okay, you want rid of me.
I like that that's how Australia is treated quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's just like, look, you got nothing else going for you.
Why not? Have you considered Australia? Yeah.
Have you thought about a tan?
I booked, well, I've never thought of a tan.
Oh, of course not, yeah.
I booked flights that night and went over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Drop a hat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Quite impulsive.
Was it great? Was it positive?
It was the best.
Life
I love
experience?
Sydney so much.
Great.
I just get like way into it. I
'Cause
really lean in when I'm there.
Because you're an Edinburgh boy through and through?
Born and bred.
Born and
One
bred.
of the only comedians actually from here.
Really?
Me and Ian Sterling and Greg McHugh, I think, are the only people actually from Edinburgh.
From Edinburgh, for Edinburgh.
Because you get people like Daniel Sloss who like tries to upgrade and say he's from Edinburgh, but he's actually from Fife.
Fife.
Yeah.
That's shit.
Yeah, it's proper bad.
Yeah.
Which is why he says he's from Edinburgh, I think.
Right.
And there's a lot of comedians moved here, but none of them are really from
Okay,
here.
you're like hardcore.
It's more, Glasgow tends to have more comedians than Edinburgh.
Okay.
Because they have a different culture. They had a lot of Irish people come over quite early on.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a bigger mix of culture than Edinburgh does.
Yeah, and you think the mix of culture means more comedy?
Kind of, yeah. It's
kinda
like
more...
Liverpool, that's got that reputation because they had a lot of Irish immigrants as well.
Yes.
So that mix in a culture helps humour, I think.
Is that kind of like why they're both a bit Catholic leaning?
Bit of both.
Bit of both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Glasgow would not appreciate you saying they were Catholic leaning.
Really?
That's a huge thing. Celtic and Rangers is mainly religiously fueled.
I knew that, but I thought Glasgow, like I thought the majority were Celtic, or maybe I just know more Celtic
I think
people.
it's probably more Celtic people tend to be comedians actually.
Right.
I think that's most comedians are Celtic fans. There's maybe a couple of Rangers fans that have snuck through.
Really?
Less. I think the more humour the Celtic fans. They had a tougher time, but now they're not so much. Maybe in like a few years, since Rangers have been going through a tough time, if some kids have lived through that,
Right.
maybe in 10 years there'll be a lot of Rangers comedians. I don't know.
Interesting. So most of them are Celtic. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So Catholic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily religious
Not really.
anymore.
It's football.
Now it's mainly football.
Yeah.
Now it's mainly football and violence.
But yeah,
there's no violence,
they
come
still
on.
they still have a lot of hate for each other.
Yeah, I like that though.
Yeah.
Like I like any kind of hate when it's not racial.
Yeah.
Or like gendered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, why do you like them? Why do you hate them? Because they fucking wear green occasionally.
Yeah,
They're dogs. You know?
Yeah. That's why, because watching AFL, all the fans like sit mixed together.
Yeah.
Like rugby.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird. And you can get beer there.
Yes, I know.
You can get beer at the game.
You can't get the beer in the...
No, not at football.
Yeah. No, the AFL, they're slowly... I mean, the cricket as well. They're like, it used to be full strength, and now it's like half strength.
Right, okay,
and
that
stuff.
makes sense.
They're kind of like bringing it down. I think especially for like test matches, because people used to get fucking belted.
Yeah.
Like 8 hours, just like, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're kind of... Australia's getting a little bit tighter. We got weird-ass drinking laws, as you know, in
Yeah,
Sydney.
because it wasn't there when I was first there.
Yeah, and now it is.
And then it is, yeah.
Because you've come out since.
Yeah.
You worked... I found this crazy. You worked at the Sydney Comedy Store.
Yeah, I worked behind the bar there.
Yeah.
So when I was backpacking, my mate who I lived with was a producer for the company that owns the store and runs the festival, so Century.
Right.
He was like, hey, do you want a job in the bar at the Comedy Store? And I was like, fucking right, because I watched comedy all the time growing up. When I was a kid, I watched comedy and like those true crime things. So like I knew how to, like, when how they caught a murderer. We ended up finding this woman's teeth, and that led us to the dentist. And we got when I was about 8 years old, I could tell a joke and kill somebody. I could get away with murder.
That's what you were brought up with.
Yeah.
And true crime, none of this fantasy shit.
No, yeah.
I want the real deal, baby.
I could definitely get away with the murder when I was a kid. And then so I got the job at the store, and then that's when I started like really getting into comedy and watching it.
Right.
And they had that Raw competition.
You
And
did Raw?
No.
Oh, okay.
I watched it when I was working one night, and
Yeah.
it really sucked. Like, they were so bad.
Yeah.
Most of the nights were great. Some of the other Raw nights were really great, but this one in particular was just a bad heat.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it going, I could be as bad as that.
That's genuinely, if anyone gets at me about comedy, I'm like, just go watch an open mic night. There's no way you can walk out of there thinking you'll be the worst on. There's no way. Like, unless you're a fucking lunatic. Like, there's no way you can be the worst act on an open mic.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've bombed to crickets at open mics, but there's always like one dude who's just done like a parody song that's so racist that you can hold your head high.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, at least it wasn't that guy. Okay, but you love Sydney. What do you like about Sydney? Give me, because people pan Sydney, and I get very annoyed.
It's the best city. It's got literally everything.
Thank you.
You've got, like, for a while, the cafe culture wasn't quite as good as it is now. It's got really good now.
Yeah.
Because I like the coffee in Australia. I don't know how many people have spoken about this on the podcast, but British people, you need to know that our coffee is so fucking bad, and you don't realise until you go to Sydney or Australia and you have a coffee and it's so good, and then you come back and you've got to drink our piss water. It's just the worst. So I love I just like the people are really laid back, which I love.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends there and stuff.
Where did you live in Sydney?
I've lived in Lewisham.
Which is like kind of like inner city suburbs.
Yeah, tiny. Yeah. There was nothing there when I lived there.
Nothing.
Redfern.
Great.
Before it was gentrified.
Interesting. I lived there mid to post gentrification.
Right, okay.
So that when I'm there, it's just all cafes.
Yeah.
And then
because when I was there, it was real rough and ready.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, did you ever feel unsafe? You ever get in any trouble?
No. There was an area called the Block. I don't know if you remember.
The Block. Oh, the Block was still.
It was still there. And I remember cutting through it one day.
It's just for anyone. The Block is like kind of social housing estate area. That was very indigenous.
Yes.
The makeup of it was very indigenous, and it had a bit of a reputation.
Yeah,
as being rough.
I mean,
like,
it was called The Block.
And stuff.
Like, if you heard of a movie called The Block,
yeah,
you're kind of picturing it already, what it was like. So I walked through
That's
there.
That's all the description you need.
Yeah.
It's called The Block. You mean like a cell block? Yeah.
It's the Aussie thing. They describe it exactly as it was. So I walked through the block, and all the people that were living there were like looking at me funny, and I was like, "What are these people's problem?"
Yeah.
And then one guy come up to me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I went, "Yeah." And he was an Aboriginal dude.
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he was like, "All right, do you want drugs?" And I went, "Oh no, I'm just cutting through to go to a mate's house." And he went, "All right, okay, you're not from here, right?" And I went, "Nah." And he went, "Okay. So the only time a white boy would come through here is if he was looking for drugs." And
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I had no idea, man. He went, "Yeah, I didn't think so." He went, "But that's cool, whatever." And I was like, right. So then I kept cutting because it was much shorter distance. So I kept cutting through there.
Yeah.
And then every time I did, they'd all be like, "Hey, William Wallace," and I was like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Oh, that's funny.
Sat and had a beer with them a couple of times, just on the stoop.
Really?
Yeah. They just they were just like, "Fuck, he's so oblivious." That's everything.
Well, that's the thing. They'd be like, "Oh, this is great." Like a guy who has no concept of what this is.
Yeah, totally.
And is definitely not responsible for our genocide.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's Scottish. He's got his own problems.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, because like, I mean, the block was gone by the time I moved in because they got rid of it just like to redevelop, and they were like, it's for them.
Yeah.
To get them into better lives, and it wasn't. It was to redevelop prime real estate. Sydney, ruthless. But yeah.
Because when I went back, I think the first time I went, it would have been last year, to 2018.
Yeah.
It was the first time I went to Redfern since I'd lived there. And I was like, what the fuck has happened here? Because I was like, this place is pretty cool, man. It's you know, it's like what I'm used to growing up in Edinburgh, because I'm from some like working class towns.
Right.
So I was like, and then I showed up and I was like, oh, this is really nice now.
Yeah. They've just completely...
Because the uni's right there, right? So
yeah. And like just the proximity to the city.
Yeah.
I could walk into the Sydney CBD, Central Business District. I keep saying that on this podcast so you fucking understand.
Yeah.
You
can walk there in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, half hour.
Yeah.
Just straight into the centre. And so there's no way they can let that housing not be, you know, crazy expensive and developed.
Yeah, totally.
But is that like a similar process to what's happened at Edinburgh? Because Edinburgh's train spotting, right? Like I fucked this up initially. I thought Glasgow was train spotting.
No, yeah, it's
but Edinburgh's train spotting.
Yeah.
So it used to be pretty rough.
There's still parts of Edinburgh, like this, where we are now.
Yeah.
Like if you walk 2 minutes down the road, that's the well. When we were moving into this place, the real estate agent said that Pilton, the area right next to us, is the bike stealing capital of Edinburgh. And I went,
amazing.
We'll take it.
I never liked my bike.
I've never had a bike, so it was fine for me. Yeah. So that place, there's a couple of little areas that are a bit more working. Like Leith is probably the example of somewhere that's like really gone through the gentrification, and it's.
I was gonna say that's like your Redfern here, like Leith, because I walk. This is the thing. I reckon this should be a feature on Google Maps.
Yeah.
You know, it's like quickest route and like all that kind of stuff, like avoid tolls. There should be one for walking. Yeah. Where it's just like, hey, I'm walking home late at night.
Yeah.
Give me the safe route.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm like a guy. I'm like 6 foot, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but if some of the places I've walked through coming home from comedy clubs, if I was my girlfriend, I would be petrified.
Yeah.
Like I'm still a bit afraid. Like just Leith, like I was just like walking through. I'm like, this fucking gentrified ass place. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It just takes me through this bit where there's just like 7 shopping trolleys in like different states of
that's
abandonment. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, this is where people do drugs and fight. This is cool.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I always feel like Edinburgh's pretty safe. Like, I never really feel on edge anywhere, but I'm kind of used to it as well. Like,
well, you're local boy. You know what to look for.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like, is that in Australia? Did you take a little while to adjust to what like a shifty Australian person looks like? Because there's no hoodies. Yeah. Because it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hard to look like a hard cunt in shorts. You know, like
that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can. We do it somehow.
I don't know. Like I just even when I've been in situations where like some guy would like come up and ask me for a cigarette, I'd be like, right, okay, this guy's like not to be messed with. I don't know. I just. Because I don't know, I just kind of get on with them straight away. I'm good at building a rapport with any people. So I'll just be like, yeah, you can have a cigarette. Here you go, mate.
How you going? How's your day been?
Yeah. I'm all right with that. And I know when to not talk to them as well. Right. I'm fairly street smart.
Really?
I would say, yeah.
Is that because of growing up in a working class, you reckon? Or?
Yeah. Because a bit of both. Like, I grew up in a place called Lone Head, which is, well, for the first few years of my life. It's like a little place just south of Edinburgh. It's very working class. Right. And then my mum and dad got divorced, and my mum moved to a place called Roslyn, which is a village just one over. Mm-hmm. But it's quite nice. It's quite rural.
Gotcha.
So I had like the best of both worlds, so I could adapt. I was like a social chameleon.
You were The Departed.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Exactly that, yeah.
You got different accents, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I do.
Mark Wahlberg. He's never done anything weird. No, cool. Actually, one thing I was going to ask, I got my little notes. You're a ginger man.
I am.
You're a red-headed tiger.
A ranga.
Thank you. That's Australian. In Australia, obviously, rangas cop a lot of shit.
Yep.
That's our vibe, I think, around the world. What about if you're Scottish? Because this is the home. Is this the spiritual home of the redhead? I would say.
It's got the highest population density of red-haired people. It's 10% of the population's got ginger hair, apparently.
In Scotland?
Apparently, yeah.
That's cool. I like that. Good fact.
No, we still get shit here. Yeah. we still get cop it pretty hard.
Even though you're 10%. And and this is like, but I thought, these are the boys. Like, yeah, these are our boys.
Nah, they like, you know what kids are like. They'll pick on anything that's slightly different.
Sure.
So that, like, at school it was always, you fucking ginger cunt.
Right. And ginger's the main word here. Any other slangs?
No. Folk just go ginger.
And it's still picked on here. I thought maybe he'd have like a little pride of place, you know?
No,
like a bit of a protected species. They're like, these are ours.
I wouldn't say I was really picked on for it. It was just like, if you got in an argument with somebody, that's their go-to.
Right.
Like the same way if I'm arguing with, like, I don't know, a fat dude at school, I'd call him a fat cunt and he'd call me a ginger cunt. Like, it just makes sense.
It's just the easiest.
Everyone knows what's going on. But, like, I wasn't, like, bullied for it or anything like that.
Okay.
I had way more. I had braces and glasses.
Oh, you had everyking.
I was the full package.
You're a triple
like,
non-threat.
A bully buffet. Like, what a fine spread you've put on for us.
Just like, oh, fuck. I think, like, Luke McGregor, ironically another ginger Australian comedian, had this like great joke about a car, because like that's the thing. Is that here, like, you get cars coming by and yelling shit out?
Yeah, sometimes. I've not seen it for a while.
Yeah, I think that's quite Australian, just because like there's you know, it's a big place.
Yeah.
And like you got road to accelerate away.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you're never going to get caught at a light.
There's a lot
like,
of corners here.
exactly.
Behind,
Just fucking doing the rally corner
yeah.
to get the insult out. But no, this great joke where he's like, this guy like pulled up and he was like wearing some ridiculous outfit and he was like a ginger and stuff. And he's just like, the guy didn't end up saying anything because I think he was overwhelmed by the options.
That's great.
He just had so many things that he could yell out. They didn't be like, it's just
Yeah.
trying to go.
That's great.
I said, wow, okay.
What was his name? Luke something.
Luke McGregor.
I don't think I've met him.
You might have. He's very famous in Australia.
Oh, okay.
And he's a ginger Tasmanian man.
Right, got ya.
Yeah, I mean Tasmania, the
place.
the place. I've never been. I got no concept of it. My housemate's from Tassie, and I've still got nothing. Did you go?
No, I've never been.
Fuck.
The furthest south I've not even really been to Victoria. I went right to the Victorian border and then turned right back down.
Like
I was I'm sticking in New South Wales.
I'm a New South Wales boy.
Yeah.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Did you go rural Australia? Did you see any shit?
Bits, yeah. I went last year. I did the Sydney Roadshow stuff, so I went to
cool.
like Merimbula and Thirroul and some other places.
How was that? How are you received as a Scots person?
Oh, it's so good. Like my opening joke was just saying hello, because like everybody else in the bill was Aussie.
Yeah.
So then I'd be like, the order swapped every gig.
Yeah.
But I'd go out and I'd just go, hello, and folk would laugh because they weren't expecting that accent.
Yeah, right.
And like the RSL. It's just like, hello, and they'd all laugh. I went, yep, that's an accent you weren't expecting. And then that was it. We're off.
Yeah. An RSL, for anyone unaware, is like a working man's club in the UK.
Yeah, it'd maybe be like a bowling club or something like that,
Yeah.
I guess. But
very
like,
old people.
kind of, but like it's such a bigger part of your culture because they're massive, some of them.
Huge.
Like the Penrith RSL
yeah.
has like a 900-seat theatre inside.
Yeah, and like 2,000 poker machines.
Yeah.
And like 3 restaurants and shit. They're
So-
like lame casinos.
Yeah.
Casinos
kind
are
of.
already lame, but these are like extra lame.
Yeah.
Like my dad goes them for a meat raffle. Like,
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. Like it's smart. Like it's just a cheap place for old people to hang out in air conditioning so they don't die.
Is your dad still in Sydney?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
He lives Abbotsford.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
okay.
And my mum's
My favourite bar is the Abbotsford.
the Abbotsford.
Yeah.
Where? Like the rowing club.
Was it there? I just remember going to the Abbotsford because that was like it's my second favourite bar. My favourite bar is the Townie in Newtown.
Oh, the Townie's good.
Yeah, because it's a bit shit. And
The town-
it's not changed in 10 years. So I love
Yeah,
it.
the Townie's just like this place where you just go wherever else closes.
Yeah.
And you can just hang out there till like 3.
Yeah.
Which in Sydney is quite late.
Because I always drank there before the lockout laws.
Ah.
So I always went, because I lived in Redfern, it was just closer.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
preferred the vibe in Newtown.
Yeah.
Whereas now, because of the lockout laws, everybody ends up
Newtown.
there. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Newtown put like a little protest together being like, we're going to shut at the same time.
Yeah.
And apply the lockout rules because we don't want you cunts coming here.
Yeah.
That was
that's
like just a legitimate thing. Like, oh, you people who suck?
Yeah.
No.
You're not allowed.
We're not going to put up with that.
I'm sure I went to Abbotsford. Oh, wait, no. You know what's happened there?
What have you done?
Abbotsford is a pub in Edinburgh that my dad always goes to. And
Right.
I always meet my dad there. It's on Rose Street. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Fucking idiot.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We stole your place names.
I could have lied as well. I could have been like, yeah, it's my favourite bar.
I
I realised straight away.
Just
I went,
when you
oh,
said
wait,
that,
hang on.
I was being polite because I'm
Yeah.
like, there is no bar called the Abbotsford.
Yeah.
And like, you definitely haven't been there.
What suburb's next to Abbotsford?
Five Dock, Drummoyne, that kind of area.
God,
That's
I
what I
have
mean. You
no
wouldn't
idea.
have gone. You wouldn't need to. It's the
Big
burbs,
state,
mate.
12,000 square kilometres.
It is. It's okay. Fuck, I don't know. You know more facts about my city than I know.
I don't know why I know that one. I've
that's-
genuinely no idea why I know it.
Yeah. So you're just kind of stuck in Sydney. Did you go north? Did you go like Queensland and shit?
Yeah, I drove from Sydney to Cairns.
You drove.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a
Drove
good
the
way
whole
to do it.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
With a crew, with some people.
Me and one friend I went over there with, another
Ah.
Scottish guy who I'll never really see now. We went because he came over for the work and holiday visa and he did 3 months and left.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was just like, nah. I've
No,
had
he was
enough.
loving it as well. That's the thing. He was just like, I've got to go back. I've got a job. And I was like,
Oh.
well, fuck that. That's what he did. So yeah, we drove. We barely stopped. We rented this car, and we were so poor.
Yeah.
We had like something crazy, like I don't know, like $6 a day for this trip, and we knew once we got to Cairns, we could give the car back to
Yeah.
the company, and we'd get our $1,200 deposit back.
Right.
So we bombed up the coast. Like, we did it in like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days or 6 days or something.
You just did not
Barely
take in
stopped.
any of the views.
Like, right, there's Surfer's Paradise, cool. We'll stay here one night, seen it, keep going.
Jesus.
Just didn't really do
That's
it.
the best bit. The in-between bits are so nice. Like the
I
beaches
stopped at
and
some
shit.
really random places. Like my cousin who is from Sydney would be
Right.
like texting me because we stayed with her for the first couple of weeks, and she's like, "So where are you now?" And we'd be like, "Oh, Port Macquarie," and she's like, "What? Why have you stopped there?" And also, that's really far. You only left like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh man, that's nuts. Just going around. That's
Yeah,
good
it's
though.
great.
Like, would you ever live in Sydney? Does it have like any kind of?
Every time I'm there, I always go, "God, I could live here." But for gigs, like I don't want to have to fly to do a show.
Yeah, no, it's too
You
spread
can get
out.
to everywhere in the UK in like 4 hours.
Yeah, from like a train,
Yeah.
bus, car.
Yeah.
You've got options.
Yeah, there's so
And
much.
God, the buses are cheap.
Yeah.
Like they're awful. There's a reason they're cheap, but
Yeah.
fuck, they're available.
But yes, I always think I'd love to, but there's no way I want to fly 5 hours to Perth
Just for
just
like,
for the weekend of gigs.
yeah, but not even that many. And like the flights are not cheap.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, no, I get that 100%. But like, would you ever leave like Edinburgh? You seem like an Edinburgh boy.
No, I don't think so. I really love it here.
Just like, wouldn't go anywhere else in the UK?
Nah, I folk have like said like, well, would you? My agent when I signed with her was like, would you ever consider going to like London or Manchester? And I was like, nah, maybe Manchester. I don't mind Manchester or Liverpool, but fuck London. I just could not do that at all.
I think like a lot of people, like, it's funny because most people who move to the UK wouldn't dream of living anywhere but London.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
true.
like, no, what are you crazy? Why did I come
Yeah.
here? Like,
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess.
but like people in the UK are like, fuck no. Like,
Nah.
I'm not putting up with that shit at all.
Nah, because that's like I kind of get it with Sydney because it has literally everything. Like you've got the beaches,
Yeah.
you got everything, like literally everything that you want.
In a
It's
city.
kind of like London, but yeah, it has the beaches, has the ferries, has all that.
Yeah.
Whereas London, it's like it does have everything, but fuck, it's stale and boring.
You think it's boring?
It's so
You think
dull.
London is
I
boring?
think it's the dullest place in the world.
There's so much shit all the time.
Exactly. Get over it. I don't like the tube. I don't like how rude everybody is. Because
Ah.
like here in Edinburgh, when you get off the bus, you say thanks to the bus driver.
Yeah, I still do that in London,
Yeah, but that's not.
but they don't
not
look.
common.
They don't make eye contact.
Everybody in Edinburgh, when we get off the bus, goes thanks to the driver or cheers, and you always say something different to the person in front of you because you don't want to look like a lunatic. But when you do it in London, it's just like, well, nobody does it, and I'm always like, yeah, how rude.
It's just there's a lot of people. Like the one thing that I
Yeah,
dig about London is like I will walk into someone
yeah,
at like full speed and I'll just be like sorry, like half-hearted,
yeah,
and like no one is punching anyone. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like in Australia, if you walk into someone, it's like it's a big deal.
yeah.
Like you're making a statement, whereas in London, it's just like, yeah, you're probably going somewhere.
It's quite easy to walk into people in Australia as well because you guys walk like the pavements are really big,
Yes.
but folks still manage to walk like 4 in a row together,
Yeah.
and I'm like, ugh,
Is that not a thing here? You don't
No.
walk four in a line?
you do like 2 and 2, I guess.
We got such thin little pavements,
Yeah.
pussy-ass pavements with tiny gutters.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
we've not got a lot of space. It's a small country.
But I thought the gutters you'd want big because of the rain. Like, you know, you want a
Oh,
high...
our little ones deal with it fine. We've got lots of little ones. We have to have them everywhere.
It's true. You
Because
got,
it's raining like fuck just now.
yeah,
I
it's
was
got
gonna-
good drainage.
Because I was literally in Sydney in May, the whole of May.
Mm.
And it's winter, right? It's coming into winter.
I mean, like winter in Australia, I mean...
So good. It's the best. It's so nice. And
Yeah.
here sucks.
Yeah, I mean, is winter here just rough? I've been in Edinburgh in winter. It's cold,
Yeah.
but like,
It can be really cold and snowy.
it snows.
Sometimes, yeah.
Ah.
It didn't at all last winter. But, yeah, it can be cold. Can be quite dry as well.
Okay.
Like it's a dry...
Is it
cold.
depressing? Like, do you still feel it even though
Nah.
you're used to it?
I mean, it's still cold.
But
I don't
like,
really dig it.
I just mean like the spiritually as a human being, because I think like London winter definitely
Yeah.
affects my girlfriend and my housemate more than me.
Right.
Like they like take levels down
Nah.
in like
Right.
happiness, like, you know, possible enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like it really seems to hurt them in their soul.
Nah, I quite like it. I like because I was praying for snow in winter because I like to snowboard. So,
Oh, you can snowboard in Scotland.
yeah,
What?
yeah. There's quite a few places. Yeah,
What, like with chairlifts and shit?
yeah.
Ski resorts.
Well, not I wouldn't call it a resort per se. There's hills.
There's hills,
Yeah.
but like there's a lift and it'll take you up the hill.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a dry slope like 20 minutes from here.
What's a dry slope?
So you can ski or snowboard all year round. It's like I don't know what you would call it. It's like a mat they've got down that you can ski on that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's good in the winter because it's fucking horrible to do it in like the summer. Like just doing it on the mat is not fun.
Right.
It's really shit, and it like wrecks your board because it heats up your board, so it melts it a bit. And I broke both my thumbs on it because it's like a honeycomb kind of looking thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And my thumb's been caught under the mat twice.
Just gone.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And we went into the hospital and I was like, I think I broke my thumb. And they went, oh yeah, were you up Hill End, which is the name of the ski slope? And I went, yeah. And they went, yep, Hill End thumb. We know it. They've got a name for it. It's that common.
Jesus. That's like I don't know if you heard this in Australia. It's like falling off a scooter in Thailand.
No. Oh yeah.
It's called a Thailand tattoo.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Because everyone just scrapes themselves. Just because you're like, no, I can fucking go on a scooter on these roads I've never seen before while I'm half cut and just bang straight into a wall. Oh man.
Luke Heggie does a great bit about that, I'm sure. Where he talks about he's like, oh god, I would never get on one of those unless I'm in a country with no healthcare. Yeah. No healthcare, no helmet. Really drunk, yeah. And the roads are so small and there's a cliff on one side.
Oh, and just trucks will just like fucking nail past you. I've done it. Like I'm the exact idiot. My friend's like, we should get scooters, and I'm like, fucking oath, yeah. Like just like I just remember I was like. That we had to like go off a dirt road. You're on a dirt road, of course we fucking are. Yeah. On a dirt road on these scooters, never having ridden a scooter. We didn't even do a lap of the car park. We just went out on a highway. Idiots. And like, it's like this dirt road and this truck's coming down, so we have to like go to the side, and then we're trying to get out of a little like divot on the side. And I'm just trying to get out, and mine wouldn't get out, and I'm just like revving the scooter more and more, and then it just like I realize that the tire isn't catching.
Right.
That's why it's not going out. It's not the lack of rev. So the tire's just fucking flying.
Yeah.
And then I realize like the last second, and I just lean to the side, the tire catches and just shoots across the dirt road into a rock.
Oh, God.
And I was like, whew, dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
And then like, they're like, I fucked the scooter up. And they're like, oh, it's damaged. You have to pay for it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, fair enough. How much is that? And they're like, 250 baht. And I'm like, that's like $20. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. $20. What?
Yeah.
12 quid.
I'll
to
buy
fuck
one.
A scooter up?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I'll give you more and like blow it up.
Yeah. How much is $30 worth?
Yeah,
like, I want to wreck this
do
thing.
for that? Yeah.
Okay, so wait, did you start comedy in Australia or Edinburgh?
Australia.
Did you first gig in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, mama, how was that?
What happened was I was writing gags after watching that Raw thing. I started writing jokes. Yeah. And it was before a show, and Jacques Barrett, who's a Brisbane comedian.
Yep, Australian hero, Jacques Barrett.
Really good dude. Saw me writing jokes before the show, and he was like, "Are you writing gags?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's not." He was like, "All right, we need to get you on." And I was like, "No, honestly, it's fine." He was like, "No, we'll get you on one day." So me and him start planning it out.
Yeah.
And I come in on a Friday on my day off from working the bar. When I just come in, and my boss thinks I'm just there to watch the show.
Yeah.
We wait for him to go downstairs and have a cigarette, and then Jacques brings me on to do 5 before the headliner.
Nice.
And introduce me
at the comedy store. The first gig was at the comedy store. 300 seater.
People get
proper
so
shit.
upset when I tell them that, like especially Aussie acts. Like, you know how fucking hard I had to work to get to the store. I'm like, sorry, I just did it straight away. I went up and Jacques introduced me as winner of Best Newcomer at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Amazing.
And then everyone was like, oh, this guy must be great. And I went up and I did 5. I think 3 was okay. And 2 was like, folk were like, what is this guy talking about? I told the story about going through the block and all them called me William Wallace. And what else did I do? Just a lot of ginger jokes. A lot of ranger.
Start with what you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then came off. And like some like the staff were like at the side because they do table service and they're like giving me high fives. The security guy gives me a high five, and as this is happening, like as I'm walking getting these, the manager had walked into the room. He'd finished his cigarette, and he was like, "What's going on?" Like he knew something was up. Yeah. And then I went and sat up next to the tech booth, and he came up and he was like, "That was really unfair what you did. This is a Friday night at the Comedy Store. You can't just fucking jump up here." And I was like, "Oh yeah." He went, "Nope, you're fired. You're fired," and then left. And I was like, oh, fuck, I've lost my job. You got fired? I didn't actually get fired, but he'd said, he was adamant that I was getting fired. And obviously, yeah, of course. Like, I didn't realise how shit it was till way later, until, like, I was doing gigs at the store for real. And I was like, if any of the bar staff got up tonight, I'd be like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
But like, fired though. Fucking
yeah,
come on.
well, he was.
You didn't ask to.
He was so upset with me, and then he came and spoke to me afterwards. He'd calmed down, and he was like, I heard it went quite well, and I went, yeah, it was all right, yeah. And he went, all right. He's like, well, we'll do shots, and that was like, he didn't do shots at the store,
right?
So we waited on all the audience leaving. We did shots, and he went, okay, that was really a shitty thing that you did to go about it, but you're not fired. It's fine. I was like, okay, thanks.
Wow.
And then I got a job as a producer and went over to the the Auckland Comedy Festival with a couple acts like Pajama Men and Tony Woods, Jeremy Hotz.
Oh, okay. Tony Woods, legend of Sydney comedy.
Yeah.
One of the, because if you don't know Tony Woods, he's like New York? No. DC, right. But
yeah.
he lives in New York. Oh, he just kind of
I think
tours.
so, yeah. He's just always on the road. One of the original Def Jam guys.
Yeah, he's like one of the heroes of like kind of like black comedy in America, and just he's massive. Like they just keep bringing him out to Sydney for no reason. Like I don't know why.
I'm gutted because he's not been there the last 2 years when I've been there.
Right.
I'd really like to see him again.
Yeah, he's like, he's so funny. He's like, apparently like, Chappelle kind of cites him as like one of the dudes.
Yeah,
who, influenced him. But yeah, he's just big in Australia. Okay, that's cool. So you did your first gig there. Then did you do like another gig in Australia, or was like that it? And then you came back here?
I think I did Wollongong Uni.
Okay.
And then I came back, didn't do anything for a year because I didn't even really know how to get involved with comedy here.
But it's so much easier to get involved in comedy.
Yeah,
here.
I just never really looked into it. And then I was working at TK Maxx, and my supervisor there.
TK Maxx.
Yeah.
Oh, bragging.
Yeah. I was in the warehouse at TK Maxx.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And then my supervisor there was like, "Hey, I heard you did a stand-up gig out in Sydney." And I went, "Yeah, I did, yeah." Because I'd tell anybody that would listen.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, "I do stand-up," and I was like, "Oh fuck, no way!" And he was like, "Come on, we'll get you some gigs." So he got me some gigs over here.
That's cool.
At open mics, he was really bad. He did magic and jokes, and we did a Fringe run together.
Amazing.
And the venue had a huge mirror behind the stage, and he didn't know for I reckon about 2.5 weeks. And so he's doing this trick, and it's never working because the whole crowd can see in the mirror what's happening. And he was like, "I just don't know why this trick isn't working." And I went, "It's because of the fucking mirror, you idiot."
Big mirror.
And he went, shit. I told him on stage because he was like, "This trick isn't working. Oh, Fringe, I don't know what's going on." So I shouted from the back, "It was because of the mirror." He turned around and he threw all his cards down. He was like, "Fuck's sake."
I've never seen a magician have a tantrum. That's fucking
it was
amazing.
Great. It was really good.
Oh, that must be a highlight.
Oh, of my whole life.
Exactly. Oh, that's cool. So okay, then you started here.
Yeah.
In the Scottish, there's a Scottish scene, right? Like there's like a.
People say this, I don't like to agree with that. I think there's a UK circuit. Some people only do the Scottish part.
Yeah.
But I always found it weird when like, I'm part of the Scottish circuit. It's like, well, it's not its own entity. You can gig elsewhere.
But you should. I don't know. Just it seems from afar that you guys like look out for each other.
Yeah,
which
100%,
I like.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like kind of you bring people up and like there's a bit more camaraderie than you would say in like London. Like London, it's It's a shit fight.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. So like, who helped you in the beginning, or did people help you?
I don't really know. Like I kind of figured it out a lot myself. I got a lot of help from like people later.
Right.
Yeah, it was a few years before like people like would start helping me out. I think you do have to earn your stripes first.
Right. So you got your bones together, got like 10, 20 minutes together.
Yeah, I did. I ended up I did it different to how most people do it. I did like a lot of open mics and then went to the stand.
Right.
Because a lot of people go straight for the stand. They're like, because they've got the Red Raw night, which is like the famous like new act night.
In the whole of the UK circuit, you'd have to say Red Raw is the famous open mic, and it is a fucking dream.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
gives you false confidence as well.
Dude, I've only done it that one time that we were there together.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you walk off stage and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I'm really good at this.
Yeah. That's the thing, because like I'll sometimes try new material. I'm going to try some new material there on Monday.
Yeah.
And they're going to, like, you get such a big reaction and you go, this bit's ready.
Yeah.
And then you do it somewhere else and folk are like, no. And you're like, you motherfuckers, Red Raw.
Yeah.
You are just too nice.
You tricked me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So you did like all the open mics and you kind of came into the stand hot.
Yeah.
And it's like, and because the stand's like the big, especially in the north.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the big club chain.
Absolutely.
They look after their own.
They definitely do, yeah. They're such a good company.
And you've come into that when you're hot. When you're feeling good.
So I did Red Raw, and I was okay. I would say I wouldn't say I was good at that point, but I was a lot more competent than everybody else.
Sure.
It was about, but that class of Red Raw was really good. Like it was like people like me and Fern Brady, Matthew Winning, Richard Gadd,
wow,
Eleanor Martin. We were all doing the Red Raws at the same time. And where are those guys now?
I know, definitely not in your living room.
No. They all stayed in my living room once, actually.
Really?
Weirdly, yeah. Me, Gadd Winning, and Eleanor Martin all stayed in my room, one Fringe. Just one night. I don't know what happened. We got really drunk and somebody ordered a crepe. And
somebody ordered a crepe?
As before we're going to get the taxi. And somebody else was, while we were waiting on them, lay down on the bench. And the crepe lady was like, "Oh, can you not lie down?" And we just thought it was the funniest thing ever. We were like, "Sorry, can you not lie down?" And then we kept saying it different ways. We're like, "Sorry, can you not lie down?" Like we're just giving it different inflections for different meanings. For, I reckon, 2 hours we did that. And then we all crashed on my living room floor.
I mean, like, it definitely sounds like you had to be there.
Yeah. Fair enough. They'll appreciate me saying this.
When they listen, they'll be like, "Yeah, that was pretty funny."
Yeah,
you know,
it was great.
Not laying down. Okay, and then, so like, how did you get back to doing stuff in Australia? I mean, because you've just done like 2 tours out there.
Yeah.
How did that happen? You've come full circle.
Yeah, kind of. So
is that through the Fringe here, or?
Yeah, I think so. My agent has a really good relationship with Century.
Sure. And surely you would as well.
Yeah.
They must be quite fond of you.
Yeah, they're always quite nice when I'm there, but a lot of the staff are different.
Sure.
But yeah, so they asked me to go out for 4 weeks last year and do a show, which I did. Did it at the Enmore in the little room upstairs, which was cool because the last time I was at the Enmore was working the bar at a Wiggles concert.
Hey, Australia's greatest export.
Yeah. So that was the first time I'd been in the Enmore since then, which was cool.
Yeah. Wait, is that the room at the Enmore? I think I might have done it, where the backstage they have the letters for the sign out the front. Is it that one?
I don't think so. It's the Loft, it's called. It's the one upstairs.
Yeah.
It must be then, yeah.
Yeah, because this is the thing, because I remember I did that one year.
It's quite long and thin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like they got the letters backstage, and you just look at them and you're like, "Yep, could definitely have spelt my name."
Yeah.
Didn't run out of letters. They chose not to.
So I went out for 4 weeks with them. I think it was definitely my agent that sorted that.
Yeah, nice.
It wasn't.
Actually, when I was at the Loft, I had 2 people come and sit in the front, thinking that I was playing the full Enmore.
Oh, really?
And that I was Sam Simmons.
Oh, wow.
Because they'd seen like a poster, and I got like a moustache and glasses.
Yeah.
And they were like, I just remember the end of the show, they're just like, I'm like, "Do you guys enjoy it?" Just like, "We just realized who we thought you were."
That's great.
It's so painful. But okay, yeah. So you come out and done that. Did it feel like conquering?
Right.
Was it like a big moment?
Kind of. So the first gig I did there was at the store.
Yeah.
So I got into the hotel, and it was the next night. I got picked up, and I started getting really nervous because I hadn't been at the store since I'd worked there.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm like, my last shift at the store, they've got that old school board where you clip the letters on
for
everybody's name. I used to change those. I used to do that.
You were the letter man.
I was the letter guy.
Oh, man.
So I went up, and on my last shift, I put my own name up, and I posed in front of it. I went, "Next time I'm here, it's going to be up there for real." And it's still my Twitter header, the photo.
Really?
Yeah. So I was getting really nervous, and I was like, "God, I can't believe it's actually happening. I'm actually getting to play the store for real this time. And my name's going to be up on the board like I said it was." I was kind of joking, going, "Next time I'm back here, it's going to be this." So I started getting really nervous, and I'm in the car, and the driver's like asking me, they're like, "So how you feeling?" I was like, I start telling them the story about how I worked there and how I did my first gig there.
Yeah.
And now that it feels quite significant getting to go there. And they were like, "All right, whatever." We rock up to the store, and on the board it just said Sydney Comedy Festival showcase. So my name wasn't on the board. Yeah. I was like, I mean, I'm part of the showcase. That's still pretty good. So I take a photo and I'm like, "Hey, I was on the showcase."
It was funny. Just when you were telling that story, I was like, "Oh, during the festival they just say showcase."
Yeah.
I was like ahead of you. I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
It's gonna be
you saw the heartbreak coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. I went, well, I'm part of the showcase. It's still cool.
Yeah.
So I walk up the stairs that I haven't been. I'm like getting all these memories. I'm like, fucking hell, this is wild. And then like I go up to the bar, and the barman's like, "Hey, do you want a drink?" I was like, "Yeah." how long you been working here, man? And he's like, I don't know, like 2 months, whatever. And I went, do you know that I used to work here 9 years ago? And he went, all right, cool. Do you want a drink or what? Like, he did not give a shit. And because of those two things, it like calmed my nerves down.
Right.
I went, oh, this isn't this big, significant homecoming gig that I think it is. It's just a gig.
Yeah.
So when I got to the stage, I was a lot more relaxed because I was like, oh, nobody gives a shit about this story apart from you.
Yeah. No, it's funny like that. Hey, like in your head, it's like this thing, and everyone else is like, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
But
you worked
you're
in a
just
bar.
some guy.
Cool. Yeah.
Did the gig go well?
Yeah,
Like,
great. Yeah.
Do you think Australian audiences get around?
I think Sydney's got some of the best audiences in the world.
Nice. And
They
like,
laugh real hard.
Did you change material or anything? Or you
Yeah,
just...
a little bit. So a couple of things I speak about are a little bit too Scottish. They wouldn't get. So I changed a little bit. And
What's too Scottish? Do you mind?
I talk about like games we played growing up here.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of it's a laugh of recognition of people remembering it and going, oh yeah, I do remember Kiss, Cuddle, Torture.
What?
Kiss, Cuddle, Torture.
Kiss, Cuddle, Torture?
Yeah.
What happens in Kiss, Cuddle, Torture?
We basically, like, it's so hard to not do it as I would do it on
Of
stage.
Of course, yeah.
Because I was nearly
Make
like,
it as
it's kind of like Fuck, Marry, Kill, but for kids. I'm nearly doing it as a bit to you.
Yeah.
Basically, you chase each other in the playground, and when you caught somebody, you say kiss, cuddle, torture, and then they pick one of the things for you to do to them. So they'll be like,
sure,
kiss, and you give them a kiss. Or
that's
cuddle,
very consent based. I like that.
Or torture, you give them like a burn. Or
Chinese
like
burn.
Yeah.
Can you say that anymore?
I don't know. I that's why I didn't.
Yeah, I know. I saw
did
you like
see me
fault,
pull
and I was
back
like,
on it.
Ah, fuck.
I think we called it an Indian burn as well.
Really?
Yeah.
But because but that wouldn't be like Indian. That would be like North American, like Native American Indian.
Oh, I don't know. I've never really thought into it.
I think it would be.
When was the last time you had a Chinese burn?
Fucking in 3 seconds time. What? No,
Yeah.
Oh man, age.
Yeah. Because I was like, they can't be that bad.
12.
So I made one of my friends give me one recently.
Really?
Because I was like, God, I bet they're not like, we were kids and we were freaking out about it. And they fucking hurt. They're really sore.
I think
it's almost like your skin's not designed to go two ways at once.
Yeah, I think like they'd be more painful as an adult, right? Because we got like kind of harder skin.
It's sore.
Because we got our like,
don't
little...
recommend it. So
no burns of any nationality.
Nah. Yeah, so I couldn't really do that joke because it does require people to go, oh, I get that. I remember that.
Yeah. In Australia, I think we call that kiss chasey.
Okay, right.
Or kiss and catch. Because
Maybe,
you just kind of, because in Australia there's no consent, you just kind of run up and if you catch them, you kiss them.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right.
Well, that's like my entry level. We played another game called Hunt the Cunt. Which it was basically just a violent version of hide and seek. Like you found the person, you beat the shit out of them.
Right. Did you guys play Kill the Deal with the Pill?
Maybe a version of it, but we didn't call it that.
Like whoever's got the ball, you just fucking nail them.
Oh yeah.
What's your one called?
I don't know. Just probably smash the cunt.
Hunt the cunt with the ball.
Yeah. Do you know what British Bulldogs is?
No. What's
that
British
was good
Bulldog?
fun. Right. So you'd stand at everybody at one end of the playground.
Yeah.
And one kid in the middle.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to try and get to the other side, but the one kid's got to like try and take you down by any means necessary.
So you got to bring him down.
No, they've got to bring. So he's got to bring everybody down.
But like you tackle, like you
tackle them, punch them, kick, whatever, and then
once
if he gets somebody down,
then
they're then on his team. Yeah, and then there's two, and then you've got two to get past.
We called that bull rush.
Okay, right, yeah,
yeah.
That was great fun.
But we didn't just deck each other. Like you just like maybe like you play tackle bull rush, but regular bull rush is just tag.
A scar on one of my hands from playing it. Yeah, there. I fell in a bottle. It's just a small one.
Fell in a bottle.
Yeah, there's two cuts there.
You playing this in high school, right? This is like primary school.
Yeah, but it was on a bit of grass and there was a bit of broken bottle on it. And I fell and cut my hand open.
One of my best mates in Australia, he used to play that at his school where there was no grass. They played on like asphalt. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that's...
You guys some hard motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah. Vietnamese tattoo. Is that what it was called?
No, Thailand tattoo.
A Thailand tattoo. Right.
I mean, close enough.
Yeah.
We're getting all the nationalities wrong here. If you're in Southeast Asia and offended, I think it's fun.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that. Okay, so I think as like you're like Edinburgh through and through.
Yeah.
Do you think that helps at the Fringe? The Edinburgh Fringe has been discussed a lot.
Yeah.
On this podcast, just because the British comedy calendar kind of centers around it. It's kind of like Christmas.
Yeah,
like,
I guess so.
It's like the year's designed around that month.
God, I love it so much, but the amount of people that. When you bring up the Fringe, their immediate thought is to go negative on it and be like, oh, the fucking Fringe costs so much money.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. I'm like, well, you don't have to do it. you do it because we all love it. It's great.
Yeah.
You get to gig every day, 100 times a day for a month, and then drink with all. It's so good. All my friends from all over the world come and visit me in my city. It's the best fun.
Well, that's like the Edinburgh thing. You get that being an Edinburgh person. You're like,
everybody
fucking come to me.
Yeah. I think it does help a bit. I think I'd be naive to say it doesn't, because the last 2 years have sold out. And I think that wouldn't have happened unless I had the Edinburgh side of the audience as well.
Sure, so you get a lot of local people in.
Yeah.
Because that's the big joke at the Fringe, that Scottish people don't go.
Yeah, no, I
They
get
probably
quite a
just
lot
don't
of
go
local.
to
I get a
see
real
cunts like
mix.
me.
I reckon I get about maybe 50-50, I'd say. In fact,
Right.
probably more. I reckon it's maybe 60-40 Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Or, well, Scotland in general.
Okay.
But yeah, I get a lot of Edinburgh locals come.
Interesting, because I would have thought they'd be like, oh, like, we can see this guy whenever.
Yeah, this is the thing. I don't try and think about it too much, because I think I drive myself nuts. But there's definitely something in that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to preview in Edinburgh.
I get that.
If I can avoid it, because I feel like I'd be robbing myself of audience.
Because it is a small population here. Like,
Yeah, it's like, I don't know,
500,000?
500,000, yeah.
Because that's the thing, like, Sydney's like 5 million.
Yeah.
And I still feel like you burn, like, if I do like 3 shows at Sydney Comedy Festival, then to do like an encore
Yeah.
is like stretching it.
Right, okay.
Like getting like 500 people
yeah.
in over a year
Yeah.
in Sydney is
That's
like,
pretty good.
is like a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And
Because
that's being
I
a
think
local boy.
even at Sydney, that helps. Being from Scotland, I think, helps
Yeah, international. We
drag
love
people in.
international shit in Australia.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we list people with the bracket.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, no, this is Gareth Waugh, SCT.
Yeah.
Or is it-
SEO.
SEO.
Yeah.
Ah, I thought it was SCT.
With school. Yeah.
School. Not UK. They don't go UK, do they? They want it specific.
They do UK for English comics, I think.
What?
I'm pretty sure that's the case.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Like-
I'm fairly positive on that, actually.
I think you're right. Actually, I'm trying to think, because I've never seen an ENG, but I've
No.
definitely seen SCO.
Yeah.
Because I think you guys are probably preferred to English
Yeah.
in Australia.
Yeah, probably.
Do you agree that like
I think it's very lucky being Scottish. You're liked most of the places you go.
yeah, and I mean I think you also kind of look Scottish.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't.
Like,
hide
I
that
think
well.
that's fun for people.
A
'Cause,
lot
like,
of people think I look Irish as well. So I do
Really?
get that a lot. They're like, which part of Ireland are you from? And I say Edinburgh.
Yeah, because like I mean, in fairness, until I kind of spent more time here, I would confuse those accents.
Yeah.
As an Australian, like Americans just have no fucking idea.
And I think for some reason people do see the red hair and beard, and they're like, oh yeah, that guy's definitely Irish.
Weird, because I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking like I think this is why Americans like Scottish people. I got this
Yeah.
theory: The Simpsons, Groundskeeper Willie,
Yeah,
and you've got that head,
I've got it.
red head, red beard.
I've got thicker hair than Groundskeeper Willie. I'm never going bald. I've got a pretty solid line.
Oh man, my girlfriend keeps pushing mine back.
Oh yeah, you don't need that.
She does that thing like in the morning. She's like, "Yeah, it's definitely moving," and I'm like, "Definitely, shut the fuck up!" Like, what? Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually think that's why they understand Scottish accents a bit.
Yeah.
'Cause,
And
like-
Shrek, I guess, is
Yeah, of course.
Scottish.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're always unappealing characters.
An ogre and a groundsman.
Yeah.
But he is ripped. Like, you got to say.
That's true, actually.
You
Yeah.
always forget. Groundskeeper Willie's a fucking rig
Yeah.
on The Simpsons.
But they always like make fun of that. I ate your dog and all that.
Yeah. I mean, haggis, I got to say, is the most overblown thing ever.
Like, in
I
what
think-
way?
Like, I think in Australia, or like maybe not just Australia, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
the thing. Haggis is like you guys see like sharks.
Yeah.
Like you think it's going to be this constant threat.
Oh, like really ubiquitous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like very menacing, and
I'm very
it's
proud
like,
of myself for getting to use the word ubiquitous.
good job, mate.
Thanks.
Your word today calendar's coming in handy.
Finally. Yeah. I mean, I have haggis maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah, I have it for breakfast.
Like home or out?
Home.
Just like you got frozen haggis in the.
I get you can get slices of it and I fry it and put it on like toast or a roll.
Right. Yeah, because you guys just have it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I'd say 2 or 3 times a week. That's probably a lot. I maybe have it like once a week.
Yeah. And like, but the thing, I just mean like, before I had no idea what it looked like, right?
Yeah.
Because I never thought to Google it. You know, like now you can kind of look, you can know what things look like before you experience them or
Yeah.
see them. I just never thought to Google haggis.
Right.
And so I went like, it's like the shoes inside this thing. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, what's the thing? Actually say the recipe. What is it?
It's mostly oats. It's oats and spices, really.
What?
Like it's mostly that. Like people always think it's all this like horrible stuff, and there is some of that in it for sure.
Yeah.
The thing that really grosses people out is that it used to be in the sheep's stomach, like they'd serve it in that.
Yes.
And cut open, but that you never really ate that part, or well, you could. But most of the time now, it's just in a casing, like a sausage would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's changed the casing. Because that's the thing. I remember the
you
sheep's
can get
stomach,
in the sheep's stomach if you like.
and then you just cut that open and then eat the haggis inside.
Yeah.
I thought you ate the stomach.
Nah.
Because I was like, when I
I've
first
never-
saw it, I'm like, is a sheep's stomach like a weirdly uniform disc?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. That's such good knowledge. Sorry,
Yeah.
I know that you're just like, I mean, obviously. Like,
No. I think it's it's good to get that out there.
Yeah.
It gets a bad rep, haggis.
It's great.
And I'm on its PR team.
Dude, it's delicious. Like, it's a
very
good time. It's just kind of like a salty spread.
Yeah.
Vegemite? Do you get around Vegemite?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. I guess
Sorry,
that's
mate.
our equivalent.
Yeah.
And it's just like this weird black muck.
Yeah.
That's salty.
I get into a lot of Aussie stuff. Look, I'll
Yeah.
show you.
Oh, here we go. He's going in the pantry. Tim Tams.
Yeah, got
Locked
Tim
and
Tams
loaded.
in
2
there.
packets. Nice.
Yeah, I think there's one left in one of them. I've got volleys on right now.
Oh, fuck, you do. Dunlop volleys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got locked in with some of that stuff, but Vegemite I just couldn't get on board with one bit.
A volley's like, did you buy them in
They were
Australia?
really expensive here. They're like £60 here.
Dunlop volleys?
Yeah.
In Australia, they're like £15.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got them for $30.
Yeah.
I need to get some new ones, actually. These are a bit wrecked.
Dunlop volleys, if you don't know, like tennis shoes. They're old school tennis shoes.
They're like, in Scotland, they're kind of similar to school rubbers.
School rubbers. Okay,
Yeah.
that'll make sense to Scottish people.
Yeah.
The school rubbers. Okay. School rubbers
Gym
kind of sounds
rubbers. Yeah.
like condoms for kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Got your school rubbers?
Just
Like,
these
yeah.
black, like, plimsoll sort of things that you put on for PE.
Ah, okay. That's interesting. All right, so wait, but just before, like with the Edinburgh Fringe, like just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you think it does help
I
being
think
from
so,
Edinburgh?
yeah.
You get like the Edinburgh crowd in.
Yeah.
Do you think like your show's like a bit more local because of that, or
Can be. I'm trying not to do that now.
Mm.
So I had that stuff about the games we played growing up in last year's show.
Mm.
But I'm trying not to, because I was very conscious when I took that show to Sydney. I was like, oh God, they might not get some of this. And I had to do it anyway. So I'd always ask at the start, who's Scottish?
Yeah.
And it went fine. It just didn't have the same impact it has here.
Was there a big Scottish audience in Sydney? Like, did people come out?
There was some Scottish people, yeah. Not as much as the year before, weirdly.
Interesting.
But
So I saw you the year before, and I'm like,
yeah, well,
I'll stick
we
with
don't
Larry
need to see
Dean.
that guy again. Yeah, exactly that. Oh, Daniel's Foster's here this year. We'll see that guy.
Yeah.
They had other Scottish options for sure.
It's funny because like you look, I think, quite Scottish.
Yeah.
But like you don't sound like super Scottish.
I mean, if I phoned my dad right now, you'd probably struggle to keep up.
right, it'd get going.
This is very much an
international
voice. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I've learned to slow down and enunciate quite a lot.
Right.
But in general conversation, I would speak faster and have a bit more of an accent.
Interesting. No, just because like I was gonna.
Scottish people hate that as well. See if if Scottish people listen to this, they'll be like, "That you're a fucking sellout." Like when we see like actors and stuff on like I don't know like Graham Norton or whatever,
Right.
or like Conan O'Brien, and they tone down the accent like, "Oh, the fuck's wrong with your accent, mate? Where's your accent gone?" Like that was
like,
Glaswegian. I don't know why I went. that.
I'm just trying to be understood, mate.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's all it is.
Sorry, this is literally required for my job. Fuck up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually got trained to speak.
Because I didn't really do this before. I did a gig in Romania, and the sound guy was like, "Whoa, you are very Scottish." And I went, "What does that mean?" He went, "I couldn't understand a word." And I went, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
So I slowed down and started trying to enunciate everything.
Yeah, I even had that in the States.
Yeah.
Like just talking to people, like they just kind of be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't like slow, I
Yeah.
guess. Just that little bit extra
Yeah.
for them. But yeah, is it this in England? Do you or
It's
just
fine, it's
generally
mostly
on
fine.
stage you're just like I'll tone it down.
On stage, I tone it down a little
But
bit.
this is the thing that I've had recently. I feel like I don't seem Australian enough for people. Like, do you ever get that as like a Scottish dude? Like,
No, I look really Scottish. I'm not hiding it at all.
yeah,
Whereas I kind of get it with you. Yeah, you don't really have a stereotypical Aussie face.
yeah, not at all. I'm like a brown hair guy with a moustache and glasses, and I'm wearing track pants.
Yeah.
Tracksuit bottoms. I know now.
Yeah.
Just like it's just funny because like just I guess like the accent because like just you see them like Larry Dean,
Yeah.
who's like
Hello.
Scottish. Yeah, hello.
He's very
there.
Billy Connolly just now.
Yeah, and it's just like, do you ever feel like audience kind of like, I liked him, but I wish he was more Scottish?
Nah, I don't think so. I
No?
think they go, that was the exact amount of Scottish we were hoping for.
Oh man, fucking great way to put it. All right, sorry, just one final thing.
Yeah.
Would you? I always ask anyone. Would you, if you had to live anywhere else in the UK, outside of Edinburgh? I'm not going to say
Yeah.
outside of Scotland, but outside of Edinburgh, where would you live?
I don't know. I guess I really liked York when I was there, but there's fucking nothing there. I feel like it's nice to
Not
visit.
a lot in York.
I guess it's really hard. I really don't want to live anywhere else. I guess like I'd suppose like Manchester or Liverpool or something like that. But that would purely be based on like geography.
Okay.
For getting to work.
Sure. So just for the
getting to
traveling
shows,
gigs and stuff.
Yeah, I reckon there. I could live in London. I guess. I know I really don't like it, but like.
Oh, this is purely, this fun little hypothetical. Just because I just find it funny where people choose because basically everyone chooses Brighton. And
Oh
I'm
right,
like,
I've never
really?
been to Brighton, so
You've never been?
never been. No.
What?
I like.
It's like just down there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I guess London, because when I'm there, like I don't mind it too much, and
Yeah.
I can get around on the tube and stuff fine, and I support Arsenal, so that would help.
I'm a bit of an Arsenal guy. I don't feel it. Like the Swans and stuff. Like if we win or lose, like it can really fuck my day up.
Yeah,
Whereas like Arsenal, I'm like, they fucked it again. Okay.
yeah, they
Like,
do
when
fuck
they
it a
got
lot.
thumped by Chelsea, it was just like,
Yeah, when you said it doesn't affect my day, I went straight to that game and went, yeah, that really wrecked that night and the next day.
right.
I was in real depths of despair.
That's good though. Like, I think supporting sports is good. You know, people like that feel like, is there a game of sports ball on?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah, grow up.
Yeah, it's just the
You
thing.
know, I've never even seen one episode of Game of Thrones. Fucking get a personality.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
What's wrong with you?
I was actually going to like tweet something like that, just being like, you realize the sports ball thing? That's the exact same thing as I've never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Like, you're
It's
just
100% that.
You're just being intrusively boring.
It's like
That's all you're doing.
the bit that I don't know if I did it last night, but I've got a new bit where I say, "Has anyone ever seen a ghost?" And before anybody starts, it's like, "No, nobody's seen one. They don't exist." Like,
Yeah.
let's just hear the story. Is that not more fun than you being smart? Like, it's like going, "Hey, if you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for?" Well, number 1, more wishes. You fucking gimp. Grow up. Just play. It's a hype. You're never going to get these wishes.
Yeah.
Just what would be the 3 things you want instead of being pedantic?
Yeah, this is like, you're like a wish accountant.
Yeah.
You're like,
You
honestly, the
dweeb.
first thing you should ask for is more wishes. So
Yeah.
that's actually the smartest
Actually,
investment you can make.
Frankenstein was the name of the doctor. Like, fucking grow up.
Oh, man. All right. Gareth Waugh.
Thanks,
That's
man.
it.
That was
Waugh,
fun.
Waugh. What is he good for?
Absolutely
nothing. That's 12th Man with
Yeah.
Steve Waugh.
Yeah.
They make Richie Banner go, whoa, 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 what is he good for? Love it. Where can people find you?
Well, when does this go out?
Fucking next week, probably.
Okay. I don't think I've got anything down south because I'm just getting previews for the Fringe. So if you're in Edinburgh, I'll be at Underbelly.
Yeah, cool.
Whole
Month?
Whole month.
What time?
2:45 p.m.
Yeah, you're an afternoon boy.
I love it.
I know that.
People aren't drunk. Nobody heckles. And the main thing, the most important one, no competition at that time. I'm all you've got.
That's it. And then straight after Gareth's show, shoot over to my show at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
There you go. But no, Twitter, Instagram. I put all
all
the stuff in
just,
the description.
all
but
just Gareth Waugh.
Gareth Waugh, you got the OG.
I got it.
Amazing.
There's I made friends with a Gareth Waugh on Facebook. We actually followed each other on Twitter back when we first got Twitter.
Yeah.
And he owned GarethWaugh.com.
Yeah.
And for ages, it was just his whole website, GarethWaugh.com, was a photo of him lying with a girl at a campfire. And it was a link to his Facebook. And I was like, fuck, I really want that website. I might get in touch with him.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, the photo changed when I went to check if he still had it. And it was a kid in a car. And I was like, oh, Gareth had a kid. And
Did you get the website?
Now we're friends on Facebook. Nah, I didn't bother. I never have.
Oh, man.
Gareth Scott White is an American dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever just message and say, hey, man, how you
No,
going?
not really, but we like each other's posts a lot. It's like
That's funny.
It's a weird little flirty relationship we have.
I messaged the @Daniel Muggleton on Twitter
Uh-huh.
Because I got Dan Muggleton.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot. I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, that name you never go by, do that professionally.
Because I heard on one of your episodes you said your socials were Dan Muggleton, and I've never known you as a Dan. You've
Well,
always been Daniel.
In life, I'm generally a Dan. I
Right.
think most people call me Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I think especially in Australia, we
Yeah.
shorten everything.
Dan.
Dan.
Well, you do shorten everything, but you also lengthen some stuff. I never know whether you're trying to save time or not.
Which is the lengthen? What's
Like
your...
Damien's Damo, right?
Yeah,
Steve.
Steve-O.
Yeah, it's longer. you've not.
Oh
Saved
yeah,
you've not saved any
I
time.
never thought that added a syllable. But Steve-O.
I know
yeah.
this is quite well memed, but even like when you say no, it's yeah, nah.
Yeah, no. I
And
mean, but
yeah,
that's
nah,
that's yeah, no is different to no.
All right, okay.
Yeah, no is just like no, thank you. Yeah, no is like honestly never. I think that's kind of what it means.
Yeah.
All right, the way that we end the podcast, you say cheers, mate.
All right.
Think you're up to it?
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Fucking Gareth Waugh. Pleasure. All right, that was my chat with Gareth Waugh. And oh man, it was nice to speak to someone over here who has a proper knowledge of Sydney. I've not thought about the block in forever. Man, looking back on that, that is super messed up. Just like this area that was well known for kind of like drugs and being really rough with a high indigenous population. And they just kicked everybody out. The government was just like, nah, fuck them, send them somewhere else. We don't want to fix it or deal with it. We'll just knock it down. I think they're still unoccupied from memory. Like, I don't think they've done anything with the apartments that everyone used to live in. There was a protest for a while with a tent embassy because there's like a bit of parkland across from where the block used to be. And they had a bunch of people, again, mainly indigenous people living there as a protest against the block being knocked down. And then they just moved them on as well. They were just like, nope, we don't want this. We're not going to deal with it. We're just going to move you on, send you west. Anyone from Sydney will know the way they deal with stuff in Sydney is you take what used to be social housing and you kick everyone out and then demolish it in order to refurbish it and make it skyrise so gentrified pieces of shit like me can move in there and live close to the city and their friends and their career in a startup, and all the people that used to live there just get sent west. How far west? Depends. Can be heaps far or just a little bit to the western suburbs of Sydney. And then it's their problem. Yeah, pretty goddamn bleak. I got to give the UK the credit it deserves for the way they deal with social housing. If you're not aware, basically in the UK, every suburb has a housing estate somewhere in it. Even in the middle of London, in Soho, I know people who live in government subsidized housing, like, you know, in one of the most expensive areas in the world. There's just government subsidized housing there, and they live in there, and basically they spread it into every community, so there's never this kind of like enclave, rough gang situation because of the pub model. I think maybe one of the episodes with Pierre, he talked about it. It was like, he was obviously the first guest on the show. He was talking about the pub model. Basically, every English little suburb, like suburb of London, different town, different village, has like the pub, and in the pub, everybody should be in there. Everybody from every level of society should be able to pop down the pub for a beer and it not be weird. And then, of course, they got to be able to get home, so they have to live close to it. So everybody has to live close to the pub. What a beautiful English lesson. Well, British lesson, I say, and I'm sure in Scotland it is the same. But I forgot to ask Gareth, but damn, good on him for reminding me of Australia and how messed up it is sometimes. But it's great that he really enjoyed it. I got to say, obviously I can complain about Sydney, that's what you do. when you come from a place, you complain about it. But Gareth loved it, and I like that because Sydney, I think, gets a bad rap a lot of the time, and it is a nice place. It is nice. You can't take that away from it. It's sunny, it's beautiful, and as I stare out in London June, which is their summer, a ripe 13 degrees, been raining all week, I can't help but think maybe I could live in a place where they're much worse to poor people, and especially poor people of the indigenous population whose land we took, if I got a little bit more sunshine. But hey, that's just me being a piece of shit. Thanks for listening this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said before, please jump on iTunes and give us a review if you enjoyed the episode. Go check out Gareth at the Edinburgh Fringe. You can see our shows back to back. That's kind of fun. He's at 2:45 at the Underbelly, and I'm at 4 p.m. at the Counting House. Daniel Muggleton, the Union Jack-Off. We did it. Another week, jerk-offs. You nailed it. I love you, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.